It's weird how the culture has shifted because YouTube was just in the early days was just a bunch of people posting shits for funnies online. You know, like
Yeah.
anime AMVs and stupid videos and skits and shit. And it wasn't about money either. It was just a passion of like making silly stuff majority of the time, you know? When did it start to feel so, I don't know, sterile or polished or something? You know what I mean? It started to shift like pretty rapidly, like even 10 years ago.
I would actually say, like, people like PewDiePie, Markiplier, Ryan Higa, like, a lot of people who like at that time like were growing, and people are like, wow, these people are making money, and then they were hopping on it, and it still wasn't quite as bad then, but I'd say around like 2016, 17, like right before COVID hit, it kind of started to get like, that's when it kind of started to hit the way it is now. But it still wasn't that bad. But when COVID hit and nobody could go outside and everyone was locked in their houses, that's in my point when the switch happened. And Ivan's right, the adpocalypse. But yeah, it's like, I think COVID really is what sterilized like just the content creation space in general, because then everybody was doing it because nobody had anything else to do. Most people couldn't go to work. Most people couldn't leave their house. Most people couldn't do anything outside of sit inside and be bored out of their mind. So a lot of people went to streaming or making YouTube videos and stuff like that. I think that's when it kind of becomes like sterile, and now it's just like a casual job thing.
So we kind of shifted focus to like which platform is like harder, I guess. But um that is a very, very hot take opinion, is which platform is harder, Twitch or YouTube. And I'm kind of with Scalpy on this one. With I think Twitch is much harder, and that's because
Oh yeah.
Twitch has more bells and whistles, I guess. Because in order to stream, you need a nice. I mean, you don't necessarily need a nice, but you kind of need a good setup. You need a powerful computer. You need a webcam. You need a good mic. Because very few people want to watch streams with bad audio usually, and it's really hard to stream games if you don't have a strong enough computer to stream games and like it's plugged in with good Wi-Fi and shit. But like most everyone nowadays has a smartphone, like the entry level for a smartphone. You can get a cheap smartphone used for like $100 and you can start making videos off of your smartphone. So I do wonder, like Twitch seems more heavy handed upfront startup costs compared to making YouTube videos, actually.
I do have a counter argument to this.
What's your counter argument?
So it's still a little bit more expensive, of course. Like I agree with you on the fact that Twitch is definitely more expensive to get into, like for setup wise. However, and this, a lot of people will probably notice this about my streams, like if they've been around a while. My shift from, especially with like cross-platform and stuff, my shift from gaming on PC to consoles is because you can get capture cards relatively cheap. Like you can get them for like 100, $150, which is cheap for a capture card, by the way. And at that point, it doesn't matter how like fancy your computer is. Like I'm still sitting here streaming. Yes, I'm on a gaming laptop that I spent $1,000 for, but that's not the point. Like there for a little bit, I was when I first started streaming, I was streaming off of a computer that could not run a single game that I owned. So I was playing through a capture card a lot. And then my capture card broke, which was convenient because I switched PCs to something that could handle it. But yes, it's still a little more expensive, but a capture card can 100% make streaming so much easier, especially if you do like a lot of single player games and stuff. And it also gives you like game stability too, because once you hit start stream, you're going to start getting stress tested at that point on like what your computer can and can't handle.
Aren't capture cards pretty expensive though? They're still like $100, aren't they? At least.
Oh yeah, I mean absolutely. That's why I said they're like 150, something like that.
I see.
But if you just have like a cheap $300-$400 laptop, that you use for like school or something,